Hello and welcome. Today we're looking at the Eachine EX4 drone, courtesy of BangGood.com. Check out their site for more cool quadcopters just like this one. Now this brushless foldable GPS drone has a 3-axis brushless gimbal for solid stable footage. It has a 4K camera and also has ultrasonic and optical flow sensors underneath the drone for a solid stable hover. And last but not least, it has plenty of automated features such as follow me, waypoints, auto takeoff, auto land, gesture tracking, circle me, and plenty of others. So let's go ahead and check this thing out. Now the drone comes in this tall black box showing the quadcopter there in the front. And this is the Eachine EX4 for ages 14 plus. And down below you can see some of its key features such as intelligent positioning, 4K camera, anti-shake, lens zoom, foldable arms, etc. So a lot of neat features there. Here at the top it simply says EX4, and same on the side. On this side it shows the optical flow positioning, anti-shake gimbal, and ultrasonic altitude hold. Here's the black model of the quadcopter, and down below we have the warning and cautionary notes, and as you can see we have the black model since it's checked off. So let's go ahead and open it up here at the top and let's take a look inside. And as you can see, it comes in a nice black case here from Eachine, and it's made of good material. And here in the front it has a nice practical zipper pocket, so you could put some extra accessories or parts. Here in the back it also has another pouch pocket to put more parts, and it has a couple of clips there for the strap, and it has a handle at the top. And so a very nice case here. So let's unzip it and take a look inside, and we'll remove some of this protective padding here. And so here's how everything looks when it's all packed away. Everything fits securely within their small compartments, so very neat. And now let's take a closer look at the drone. So let's go ahead and pull that out, and it's very sleek and compact. Here in the front you could see its 3-axis gimbal camera, very neat. And it is a foldable drone, and the arms are very easy to fold out, and they fold out nice and securely. And so you would just fold those and then the legs underneath. And so this is how it looks when it's all opened up. So very sleek, very interesting looking drone. It has a nice rubberized finish at the top and says Eachine right there. So good material. And now let's take a closer look at the transmitter. Here's the transmitter, and it has a built-in battery and these foldable antennas, which are legitimate antennas. And it has a carbon fiber look to it, so pretty neat. And let's take a look at the batteries. Since this is a 2-battery set, you can find these in 1, 2, or 3 battery sets. And each battery is an 11.4 volt, 2400 milliamp LiPo battery. So we'll set those aside right here. And it also has the micro USB charge cable that you would use with the proprietary charger right here. And you'd simply connect that in and you would charge the battery, and it has the LED light indicator. We also have the mobile device or cell phone mount for the transmitter, and you would simply slide that into the transmitter and you can put your cell phone on there. And this inner pocket here has a couple of instruction manuals and brochures for using the app and also the functions of the drone. So a lot of good information there with detailed diagrams and such, and a lot of good information here. And there's also a little bag here with a couple of spare propellers and a couple of Allen wrenches. It would have been nice to have 4 spare propellers, but that's pretty good. And then we have the strap here for the case, and you would simply lock those in on the side clips for easy carrying. So a very nice set with multiple batteries and a nice case. And so now let's take a closer look at the drone. Now, taking a closer look at the drone, this is a pretty sleek looking drone that somewhat resembles a DJI Mavic Air. And in the front, you could see it has a 3-axis brushless gimbal that tilts 90 degrees downward. And the camera on this actually films in 1080p, but depending on your mobile device, it can stream up to 4K content. And it also has an onboard SD card slot right here, so you can record onboard footage. It has a little cover there to protect the SD card slot, and you can just simply insert it in there. So nice feature right there. Down below here, you could see the ultrasonic sensors and also the optical flow camera sensor as well for a solid stable hover. Also, this is a brushless motor quadcopter with folding propellers, and it did not come with any propeller guards. And it is foldable and very easy to fold. You simply fold the bottom legs, and you could fold this starting in any order, either the front or the back. And as you could see, it compacts very nicely and looks very sleek here. You could see everything's all folded and tucked away, so very nice. And then unfolding it is very simple. Just fold it back out in any order and unfold the bottom legs as well. And so everything snaps securely into place. And if you look at the corners, there's a braided cable there that holds all the wiring, so everything's nice and neatly tucked away securely and safe, so no exposed wiring. It does have a rubberized shell, and it says Eachine right there at the top, so a very nice build quality. At the bottom, you can unlatch the battery through its 2 little side latches. And so now let's take a closer look at it. This is an 11.4 volt 2400 milliamp LiPo battery, and it charges with this proprietary charger right here. You would just simply place it on top there, and with the micro USB cable just charge it, and it has an LED light indicator there as it's charging. It'll turn red as it's charging and solid green once it's completely charged. And it does take about 2.5-3 hours to fully charge it, and it gives you about a 25-minute flight time, which is pretty good. And at the back we have its on-off button, and you'd simply keep that pressed to activate the drone. And as you could see, there are a couple of bright red LEDs in the front and a bright blue one in the back, which are pretty good for orientation or an early evening flight. It would have been nice to have more lights, or perhaps lights on the corners of each leg. But aside from that, it is a well-built, sturdy quadcopter, and it flies very smoothly. So now let's take a closer look at its transmitter. Now, taking a closer look at the controller, this is a very comfortable and compact transmitter. Inside, it is powered by a 3.7 volt 2600 milliamp LiPo battery, so no need for AAA or AA batteries. And you would charge that internal battery up here through the micro USB port. So you would plug in the included cable to charge that up, and it also has this attachable cell phone mount that goes at the top. And it also has these foldable long-range antennas that don't fully fold if the mount is installed. And now going over the controls a bit, we have the on-off button here at the center of the controller, and we have the LED indicators here at the top. We have the left throttle stick followed by the right rudder stick, and then we have the auto takeoff and land button, and we also have the return to home button right here. And then we have the photo and video button down here, and if you keep it pressed, it'll take video, and a short press will take a photo. And here's the mode button to turn on or off GPS mode. So if you keep it pressed, it will turn off GPS mode to use the optical flow and ultrasonic sensors, and if you keep it pressed, it will turn back the GPS mode. And here on the upper left corner, we have the camera tilt wheel, so you can tilt the camera 90 degrees downwards or back up again. So a pretty solid controller that provides the quadcopter with around a 1.2 kilometer range of control. So now let's look at setting this up for a first time flight and its app. Now, setting up for a first time flight is very straightforward. Once you have a fully charged battery inserted into the drone along with an SD card, and have fully charged the transmitter and have placed a mobile device on it, you would proceed to activate the drone by keeping its on-off button in the back pressed until you see a blue light and hear some beeps. And once that's done, the gimbal and gyros will initialize. So make sure the quadcopter's at the flat ground level without moving. And then you'd want to activate the transmitter by pushing its on-off button in the center and keeping it pressed. And it should automatically bind out of the factory, so no need to move the throttle stick up and down. And so at this point, you would wait for the blue light to turn green so that the basic initializations, such as the gimbal and gyros, are set. And let's connect to the drone's Wi-Fi to use the app and perform GPS compass calibrations, etc. So once in your mobile device's Wi-Fi settings, you'll find two entries, one that says drone and another that says controller. And both will connect to the drone, but the optimal one is the one that says controller dash and the serial number, since it does have the built-in Wi-Fi repeater and will provide long-range FPV. So once you connect to that, and it has no Wi-Fi password or anything like that, once connected, you would proceed to go ahead and launch this app right over here, which is the CFly app. And it's in both the iOS and Android app stores, and it has the blue icon with the drone, CFly. And so once you download that, you would go ahead and launch it, and you will be greeted with this screen right here. And in the upper right hand corner, there are some instruction manuals, but you want to start out with the Start Flying button here in the center. And right away, you should have a live FPV feed with the drone. And as you could see, it's very clear and smooth with very little latency. And it has about a 1 kilometer range of FPV. So very good, clear, live video stream right there with the drone. And now going over the app a bit, we have this new music video mode where you have plenty of options. You can set filters here, so you can change how the video feed looks. And you can also choose between different soundtracks with different categories and styles, so you can pretty much compose your own music video. And then you have your photo and gallery options there on the right. And then we have the accelerometer mode where the drone will fly in the direction you tilt the phone, then the auto takeoff and return to home buttons. And then we have the mini map, and down below we have some telemetry such as distance, height, vertical and horizontal speeds. And then here on the right, we have the photo gallery where you can view either the local or camera stored videos and photos. Then we have the video button and camera buttons. And then we also have the camera tilt option right over here. And then we also have the different flight modes such as position hold, altitude hold, orbit, and track. And so altitude hold doesn't have the GPS while position hold does, and orbit will do a circle me while track does the follow me. And then right up here we have some special features where you could switch between cameras or 4K streaming depending on your device. This one will put you in full screen FPV view. This one will flip the display, and this one will do the 50x zoom, which is digital, not an optical zoom. And then right down here we have the map mode or map display, where you can draw your waypoints and have the aircraft fly those waypoints once they're submitted. And you can change the map view to satellite or just regular ordinary map view. And you can return back to FPV view by going here to the lower left corner. Here on the upper right corner, you do have some more telemetry such as number of satellites, battery percentages, etc. Here we have the settings where you would do all your GPS and gyro calibrations, set your max altitude, set it in beginner mode or not, the virtual joystick, whether it's left-handed or right, so on and so forth. You can even pair the controller using these options. So plenty of important options on this side as well. So a lot of features within the app, a lot of flexibility and control. And so a very detailed app with lots of settings and options. And so a very good camera platform. The quadcopter flies very smoothly. It's not as fast and agile as others. It does have a slow yaw rate, but for a beginner camera platform at this price with a 3-axis gimbal, this is a tremendous package. So let's take her up for a spin and see how she performs.